404 kilometers.
251 miles.
5 hours and 30 minutes. This is how we survive a long-distance friendship.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about some different ways that Kay and I have learned to survive our long-distance friendship. A lot of people actually ask us about this. I guess that they don't understand how friendships can survive distance. And I guess like if you grew up next door to your best friend or just down the street, I guess that it makes sense. But we didn't meet when we were children. We met as adults, and when we met, we knew there was distance. So we put together some questions that are common questions that we've gotten, and yeah, that's what this video is. We have filmed it once before, but for whatever reason, the video got very badly polluted, and you guys don't care, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but it sounded like there was a helicopter in the room when the room was silent, so it made no sense. And here we are today to refilm.
On a positive note, we are on a different device this time in the hopes that we do not reoccur the same
We are on
issue.
my brand new iPhone 11 Pro, which is weird because I've never been up to date with phones, but my update or my upgrade came just in time for me to have like a perfect quality video for once. Yay. So, I guess we'll just get started.
Okay.
So the first question we have is, do you think the distance between you makes it harder to be good friends to each other?
I think it's both harder and easier. It's harder because obviously I can't just call you and be like, hey, like, let's get together right now. Because I mean, I can't just be like, hey, I need you, and you drive 5 hours and 30 minutes, unless it's like a super serious thing.
And what's worse is it's only 5 hours when I'm driving. Yeah. But for Kay to take the bus or it's like something, it's like a 7 or 8 plus, I have to drive an hour to the bus station. Yeah. So it's like, there's really no winning. But my opinion is it doesn't make it harder to be friends, to be good friends. I think it just
different. It's just different to be friends that way.
Yeah, like there was a situation in the spring, was it, when you had a friend pass away, and it was really hard because I was like, how do I be there? And I honestly almost, I don't know what, I like freaked out. I almost quit my job just so I could come here without anyone bugging me about it.
I think you just have to be more creative about how you support each other. It can't just be the standard like hey, I'll come see you. Like, you did a really good job with like just finding things that would cheer me up, and you sent me like a care package, and like it made me feel like significantly better and reminded me that things were good. But like you just have to make up for it in new ways. Like, we text each other whenever we see anything that like reminds us of each other, or like if we have important news or anything, like you're 99% of the time the first person I let know about anything going on in my life. So I mean, like, it's different, and it is difficult sometimes, because I mean, I do really miss you. It's difficult being away from each other, but it's not like we never talk or anything. It's just a different kind of friendship than what a lot of people have.
And like I said, it hasn't really been so much of an adjustment. Like, our friendship's weird because most people, they start off like being friends, and then they move to the level of like, oh my god, we're best friends, let's be roommates. We were actually forced together. Yeah, we were literally. We didn't get a choice who we met. We ended up just being roommates.
Housemates, technically. Well, roommates is where you share a room specifically. So we at least shared a home. We had our own space, but I think
so like our the way we started, it was like we were forced together, and then we got to spend the time apart, and kind of now we were able to grow to an in between. So, okay, next question. What are your 3 favorite qualities about each other? You can go first.
Oh.
No, I'll go first because I actually have a really good one.
Okay.
So mine is, I don't know if the right word is accepting, but the reason I say that is because you've never tried to make me work around my son.
Oh, speaking of. What do you need?
Let's go into the bathroom.
Okay.
Go.
It just lingers in the way, like, just come in.
I know you're filming, and I just really want to be on camera right now. Any other friends that I have, like, no matter how long they've been my friends, they're all like, oh, just find somewhere to like send him for the night and then come out and drink. And I'm like, do you know how like ridiculous
like,
that sounds.
Yeah.
Like to me, like I mean, I do understand there are some parents that do stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's your parenting.
Mm-hmm.
But like when somebody's like, I really want to hang out, and you're like, okay, cool. Well, why don't we go to the water park or something? Oh, just you got like, yeah, let's do that. And then as soon as I'm like, okay, well, we like if you want to take some friends, we just have to remember the car seat still. Like my son has to fit in the car too, and they're like, oh, you're gonna bring him?
Your kid, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna bring him. If we're gonna go do something fun, we're gonna bring him. You've never made me choose between you and my son, and that's something that like not all my friends have in common.
I know this is a rude thing to say, but if you do that to your friends, then I'm sorry, you're kind of a shitty friend.
And you understand that, so that's why you've got that.
No, absolutely not.
All right, so that's one of mine, is that you're very accepting, or is that the right word?
Yeah.
You're very accepting. You're not.
I think one of my favorite things about you is, oh God, I have so many. You're probably like, oh my God, my ego. But honestly, like I don't even know where to start. Like we're not even close to the same people, but we are very similar in a lot of ways too, like in the way we approach things necessarily. But I think one of my favorite things about you is you are kind of like the it's so hard to explain. It's so hard to explain. No. You're like, whenever I need somebody to support me, and honestly, when I need people to support me, I'm usually in a bad way because I'm not so good at asking people for help. You're always just like this really calm, strong presence, which I really appreciate. Oh, hold on.
Good night, baby.
Go.
I love you.
Kids, man. I don't know, like, you're the number one person I trust to tell you anything when I need help, and you're either an amazing ear to just listen, or you're absolutely the best person for advice, which seems, I don't know, man, like we're very different, but
you should get talking to the right person.
No, seriously, I'm not even kidding. Like, you might not think that that's you or whatever, but I would absolutely trust you with anything in my life. I guess what I'm trying to say is I would trust you with anything, and I know there wouldn't be any judgment, or like you'd be there for me no matter what. And I never questioned that in the entire point of our friendship. Like I know that if I need someone, you're there for me.
Well, I'm glad you know that. And another one, I guess, I love that you're creative, because you put this entire like scene together in like
Michelle was like, I want to film.
minutes.
Where can we film? And I went, I got it.
Give me a minute. And, like,
I honestly wish I could fix the shadow thing, but
hey, I mean,
we're working with quality. 3 lamps and a wreath.
This is literally higher quality than anything I've ever filmed, so it's fine.
I love it. I think I'm almost tempted to leave it up so I can film here.
Yeah, like it's a nice little film spot.
Yeah. It feels like a cop-out, so I'm not going to say it.
I'll just say it.
I was going to say, I love that you love, like, having dreams. Is that a weird thing to say? Like, I love that you have creative things in your life, and like, no matter what, even if you're having a bad day, a bad week, whatever, you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write. I'm going to make a YouTube video. Like, even if it doesn't get me, like, you know what I mean, as far as I want in the future, like, I want to do those things. I want to strive for that. Even if it's not something you achieve, you work towards dreams. And I don't think I've ever really once seen you kind of
back off.
Well, like, it's not even back off, just like, even if it's put on a back burner for a while, it's always something you come back to.
Right.
Like, you have dreams and you really strive to accomplish them, even if there are distractions, no matter what in your life.
I'm gonna be honest, that's part of like my downfall, because that's definitely like my OCD, where I can't leave something unfinished. And it's driving me crazy. I lose sleep over things, like when I don't have a video ready, because I love having YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's like when I don't have a video ready, and I'm like, there's no way I can let myself down this fast. And so it's not even just like it's literally just, I feel good when I've got it out.
Yeah.
So like between starting it and finishing it, it can get stressful. Mm-hmm. But once it's done, it feels so good.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's what pushes me to continue.
Okay, the next one is, what do you do that childhood neighborhood friends can't or don't do to keep your friendship stronger?
Okay, I think the number one thing that we do is probably we're pen pals.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at writing back, mostly because I usually get a letter and then something goes bad in my life. But I always have that letter on my desk going like, I'm gonna write back. And I find a lot of the time, and not always, but a lot of the time we keep our texts very like surface level. And we kind of get into like
the deeper
stuff or even just like the bigger stuff in life, even if it doesn't need to be deep, like even just like, you know, like my kids started school, this is how I feel about it, or like me, like with my friend dying, I'm like, this is how I'm feeling right now and I need somebody to know it. And I think, I mean, I don't know about you, but it's a very therapeutic process for me to like put it down on paper.
Words and
but also to not have to linger on it afterwards. Like I don't. You might be more of a journaler than I am, but I can't hold on to it.
You guys have heard the story or the saying, like if you're mad at someone, write a letter to them and crumble it up, set it on fire, whatever. That's kind of how it feels like when you've got something on your chest that you need to talk about. And we kind of try to save the more important topics for our letters because it's like you're able to give more time and more like of yourself into it. Like if I'm having like a really bad day, Kay might be able to tell because I'll write really fast or something. And I noticed that like when I'm having a bad day compared to a good day, my writing's a lot different.
Yeah.
And I've kind of noticed the same about you. Like when you're having a really good day, I know because my letters come in with rainbows on them, like multicolored.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're having like a crap day, usually you say, I'm having a shit day.
Yeah.
Period.
And it's like all black and white.
And it kind of helps you learn, like figure out how to move forward.
Yeah.
So like when I found out that you're having the bad time with your friend passing away, I was like, what can I do? Because I knew you were having a hard time and I knew I couldn't be here. So that was the thing, is like when we know that there's something going on, first time I was ever going to do a care package like I did for you, I wanted to make it like into a video, but then when something actually went bad, I realized like it's not about the video. I was like, film it when you open it in case I turn it into something, but mostly it was like I actually wanted to see your reaction because like when you know your friend's in a bad spot, the best feeling is knowing that you've made them smile, and you smiled, and that was what mattered.
You want to know what was kind of funny about that? I think I told you about this a while afterwards because I actually my life went downhill monetarily, so I wasn't actually able to mail it to you, but this is when was it October?
Yeah, you gave me.
The funny thing was literally like a couple days after my friend passed away, you had something go on, and I can't remember necessarily what it was. Something with was it when your car like keeled out in the middle of nowhere?
Probably.
I think your car keeled out in the middle.
What month did things go bad for you?
August.
Yeah, that would be my car.
Yeah, so like you were having a bad time too, and of course I hadn't gotten your package yet. And so I started making you a care package too.
Yeah,
so conveniently we did this accidentally at the same time. And I received yours and I went, oh my God, that's so funny. And started like doing the finishing touches on yours. And then life went blah. And I went, okay, well, when she comes to visit, I'll give her a care package. So.
But like that's like rounding it up. That's basically like something that we do that most childhood friends don't or couldn't.
Snail mail, man.
Yeah,
it makes a huge difference.
I mean, like, you know, if your friend lives down the street and she's having a bad day, you can always just go tap on her window and be like, I'm here, have this soda or whatever the heck. But like it's
sometimes nice just to get something in the mail too, because I mean, all we really get in the mail these days is like bills and bank statements.
Next question.
Okay, so next question is, what are the hardest parts of being apart almost all year?
Well, we already mostly said it, like especially when something bad. You know what? It's okay. It's split down the middle. When something really good happens, I wish you were there. But when something really bad happens, I wish I was here.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, most of the best and worst times of our lives we're not together, and that's hard. Yeah, I mean,
I think the hardest parts of being apart
is when you miss them.
Yeah, but like it's also just like, do I miss our conversations? Yeah, but can we have those over the phone? Absolutely. I think what I miss the most is like times like this after Colby's gone to bed, when he actually goes to bed. And he's just like listening at the door. I know he's there. Yeah, we either sit down and make videos, or even just like where we sit in the same room and do our own thing. And it's just nice to feel like safe and comfortable. Is that weird? Yeah, that's the really funny thing. And we were talking about this briefly the other night. Is like we can literally, and I know that you guys are all gonna frown upon this, but we can literally sit in the same room for an hour, not talk to each other once, just stare at our phones. And it's just like that moment of like when you look up and you're like, oh, you're here, right? That's fine. Okay, moving on. And it's like,
we enjoy each other's company without having to be like,
we don't have to be talking all the time.
yeah, like we don't have to always have something to say.
Yeah.
There's no pressure to be like, oh, I shouldn't be on my phone right now.
Honestly, I love that. Like, I find that all of my best friendships, and I think I'd say I probably have about 3, it's all the same. Just being able to be in the same room as someone and be completely comfortable without having to speak or
like constantly thinking of what to say next.
Yeah, exactly.
Like having like conversation starters on your phone is like, what do I do if it goes quiet? Like, you know, we've never really had that issue.
Never. Even when we first met each other, it was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about you. Yeah. But there was never any like, I don't know how to talk. Other than, I mean, us being awkward, anxious people.
The first major conversation we had that we both decided, let's just have some drinks and like talk. And then we ended up just like beatboxing.
And then we were like, okay, we have the same taste, largely the same taste in music. Yeah. We have largely the same taste in like all of this stuff. Okay, great. We'll get along. We're good.
Yeah, we're fine. What's next?
Oh, sorry. My phone is a pain. That's okay. Let's see. Ooh, what is our favorite memory of us? Oh, no, wait. What is the longest you spent apart since meeting?
The longest we spent apart since meeting.
6 months?
It would have been during second year, and I surprised you for your birthday party, and that was the longest.
I think so.
It would have been April.
March. My birthday's in March.
Oh.
You surprised me on my birthday.
No, I was gonna say like the last day of school.
Oh. Was it between then and then, or was it between September through March? September, October, November, December, January, February, March.
So 7 months.
7 months.
And it was from the beginning of the school year because I didn't go back to university.
I did, and
dropped
life
out.
Happened. Hard for both of us at the same time.
And so I made a music video, which you can see somewhere on my channel. It's called like original song for best friend or something stupid.
I love that. I still have my melted
DVD?
Snowman.
Oh yeah, I mean, the snowman I made in the video, I put into a jar, which eventually it melted, and I gave it to Caitlin. But yes, that was the first time we'd seen each other in 7 or 8 months, and I surprised you, and you fell against the wall, and it was brilliant, and you cried.
I lost it.
And you cried, so I was happy. Anyway, next question.
Favorite memory?
Favorite memory?
What's your favorite memory
My favorite memory.
You have a flu.
I think it's like the one I kind of reflect back to the most is like the very first big memory, like when we both found out we liked the Jonas Brothers. When I found out you'd seen my favorite band live, which was the Latency back then.
So from me in a t-shirt with a guy like signing my shirt with
I would die.
I know, she's so mad.
I wanted to meet them so bad, and then they broke up in 2011. It was the Latency, and I'm very upset that they broke up. Anyway, so we sat down and we had like, I don't know, I think you had like half a glass of my Smirnoff Ice. I had like a bottle of my Smirnoff Ice, and then I was like, oh my god, you should hear this song I love. And I turned on like Want You Back by Cher Lloyd, and then like I was watching some like Paradise Fears videos, and they were doing like banging around on their tables or whatever, and so you were learning the Cup song.
Yeah. I used to
so every song we listened to, you tried to make into like the Cup song type thing, and it was like we had a jam sesh, guys. Yeah. And I think that was like when we first like sat down and realized like we could be friends, because I think that and for me, I think it was like your appearance was intimidating, and I'm like, you and I are not going to be the same kind of person. Yeah. But it turned out that we were the ones that got along in the house. So, and you thought I was a bitch.
To be fair, I was like, for all my roommates, I was like, who am I moving in with? And at least for 2 out of 3 in this scenario, we got along pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny actually, because mine was the one where we sat down and you started playing All or Nothing by O-Town, and I went,
no, I started playing,
you started playing All or Nothing by O-Town,
and you're like,
and I was like, I started singing Drowning by the Backstreet Boys. It was my favorite Backstreet Boys song.
And I was like, you didn't know they were the same?
But then the singer from O-Town came in, and I went, what is this? Like, who stole the Backstreet Boys song? And you were like, you don't know this song? And I was like, no. So we sat down, and like you played the whole song for me, and I went, oh, doesn't it sound exactly like this? And I played it, and you went, yeah, it does.
I already knew that.
I know, but you went, yeah, it does. And literally we sat down that day and did like a mashup.
we never released
we
it.
were never planning on putting it anywhere or whatever. We didn't film it. It was just like
it was just a project.
And we would do that too. We would always just sit at the table and something would come up and we'd just start talking about things and planning things out, and then like never end up doing them or do like a half. Like I'm not gonna swear, a half butt version. I was gonna say half butt version at the table, but like it was always just like that's why I think we should do a podcast together, because I think it'd be fun to just sit at the table and do like we used to do, where we'd like jam and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, and I mean like that was like I don't know. Yeah, we used to do stuff like that all the time, and I mean we like
drinking or otherwise.
Yeah, like I mean we can have great fun sober. Mm-hmm. Right, like that's like something I can say about all my friends. Like a lot of my friends like don't want anything to do with me unless I'm drinking, which makes me feel like I have zero personality. But anyway, no, but that's like another thing is we've been talking about starting a duo channel for 7 years, and we haven't gotten to it yet because it's one of those projects we've literally made video ideas for.
We have a whole Google Doc full of video ideas
that we can't do because we haven't started our duo channel, but it's hard to have a duo channel when we're so far apart. So we are talking about possibly moving in together at some point in the future. Yeah. All right, what's next?
What do you do when you're together, especially after being apart for so long? Everything. Okay. Swear to God, everything.
Yeah, like what have we done? Okay, we've done escape rooms this time. I've been here, so I got here Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So it's Tuesday today, and what have we done so far? We've gone for dinner like 37 times. We've gone to 3 escape rooms, trampoline park. We went to A&W, we went to Pizza, we've gone to a handful of restaurants.
We went to grocery stores, we filmed a couple of videos, we watched movies.
Yeah, what did we watch? This time we watched 5 Feet. Okay, we watched one of my favorite movies right now, and then we watched one of Kay's favorite movies.
Well, we watched half of one of my favorite.
I fell asleep.
Half of my favorite movie, but Michelle was zonked, so there was no, I was like, I'm not sharing this whole movie with you when you're not awake enough to watch it, so.
The movie was later. Princess Bride. Feel free to fry me, it's fine. It was like 1 a.m. when we turned it on, so I just wasn't into it. And I'm sorry, and I was just like, I'm here. What? Yeah. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm here.
Yeah, I was like,
and then mine was 5 feet apart. We watched 5 feet apart, but yeah, usually when we're together, we watch some of our favorite movies together. So like we both really like Logan Lerman, so we'll watch usually a movie with him in it. Yeah. We both really like ghosty stuff. Shocking. But we watched like some of that kind of stuff. We used to watch Insidious movies. Like I haven't watched the last Insidious movie because I promised myself I won't watch it without you. Yeah. I might have to break that promise though, because eventually they're going to take it off Netflix.
No.
So, and we're not going to be seeing each other again probably until July.
Who knows? Now that I have a job that actually makes me legitimate money, maybe I'll come see you when I have availability.
Yeah, I mean, when we're together, we literally will just do whatever. Like.
We try to do it, we kind of try to pack as much as possible because we can't ever really see each other for a super long amount of time. And on average, we see each other about every 3 or so months. Yeah. So like when we're together, we're like, okay, we've got 4 days. What do we want to do? Let's go. We'll do this. And I mean, like, there's also like the munchkin to contend with and doing stuff for him too.
We went to a trampoline park. Like, guys, I don't know if you guys understand. That was my first time at a trampoline park. Awesome. It was so much fun. It was awesome. Mind you, I was like worried I was going to break my neck because I'm 26 years old and feeling 78, but
I did give myself a mild case of whiplash, but it was worth it. Okay, so what qualities does a friendship need to have in order to survive distance?
Honesty, loyalty,
patience,
creativity, because you have to find different ways to communicate and stuff. Otherwise, it just gets tedious and undertaking and boring.
Empathy.
Yes. I don't know. Like, it's I don't know. I don't think a friendship needs to have any special, like majorly special qualities in order to survive. I think you just need to like have understanding.
That's the big one.
Yeah, I think you need to like realize like
understand that people are but also that people are living their lives and they don't always have time.
It's understanding and it's patience
but it's also understanding that if someone is texting you that they're making time for you, and that whenever you're free enough, you should try and make time for them as well.
Mm-hmm. But no, I don't think that you need any special, like majorly special qualities in a friendship in order to survive long distance. I think that distance is good because we don't get sick of each other so much. Like we have our time apart. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's everything you need to have for a standard friendship, just
a little more durability.
Yeah, just I think it's largely just a little more. It gets easier as it goes along too. Like I know when we first were separated, because we lived together, like we spent every day together. The first separated
for like 8 months.
Well, yeah, and then like it was a hard jump, and now like us coming back together and going apart is. I mean, it's sad,
like,
but it's also like as easy as breathing.
Like the first time you visited me at my place, I'm pretty sure that when you left, you were like bawling on the bus.
Literally for the first, honestly, for the first couple of years, and especially after your son was born, like every time I'd leave, I would cry because I knew that whenever I came back the next time, I had missed so much, which sucked. But like now we've kind of we're in such a groove of it. Like it's like, yeah, do I miss you the instant you leave? Yes, but like I don't cry my eyes out every time because I know I'm gonna see you again, whether I go to you or you go to me or whatever it is. Like I'm gonna see you again, and if not, I'm probably gonna talk to you within 2 hours when you get home. Like, well, not 2 hours.
Yeah, I was like, I won't be home
5 hours when you get home.
Guys.
But literally, just like. It's not like I'm never going to see you again when you go away. I have friends who live elsewhere.
And now we have Snapchat too. Elsewhere, I recently got Snapchat. Like we follow each other on every social media. It's weird.
Oh God, yeah,
because we'll start a conversation on Facebook and end it on Snapchat.
Oh.
I'm like, I'll be so like sitting there and I'll be like, I'm going to text Kaylin. I'll message Kaylin on Facebook. And then I get a message back on Messenger, like on like iMessage or whatever. Not iMessage, on text. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. And then next thing I know, I've got a picture on Snapchat. And I'm like, which one am I supposed to respond on?
We're like on almost the same of everything. I mean, we're even both on TikTok now. Like,
check us out. I'm at Stay Still and you are at
Try to Get By.
Woo.
But BI, not BY.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're on everything. So I mean, like we also get life updates that way, but we also get them because we let each other know about stuff. But
so yeah,
it's just. It feels like we're still super a part of each other's lives, even when we're far apart. Who travels to see who, and how do you decide whose turn it is?
Okay, so for a little while we did decide, like we did kind of alternate, but
we 50-50'd.
I don't think that we did that intentionally. I think it was just kind of how it worked out.
Yeah, like when you were free, just happened to work out when I needed to be like around campus, but I was available, and vice versa. Like when you were free. Like
a lot of the times you come to the area when I need help, right? Like, so I got my wisdom teeth out and Kay came to watch my son. And like, then we kind of just hung out.
Yeah.
You've come to the town for my birthday once or twice.
Yeah.
And then I've started coming here for my birthday because it's actually nicer. I find it nicer up here to spend like my birthday and stuff like that because like we get to do the cottage and all that. And I actually just love getting away. And that's the thing is like because I have a car and everything, I'm able to come here now more, and it's easier for me. It's cheaper for me to come here than it is for you to come to my place.
Yeah. When it was Toronto, like when I lived in Toronto, it was
Toronto's so accessible, right? Like that's the thing about Toronto is so accessible. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, Toronto is accessible.
Yeah, it's also that it also is like so where I am now and where Michelle lives, it was like a halfway point, so it was like 3 hours. On one bus, like it wasn't bad at all.
It kind of sucked, but it
wasn't bad at all. Like literally, the guy would drop me off just up the street. The bus would drop me off just up the street from your house, and I'd walk to your house.
Yeah,
like it wasn't a bad trip. It generally cost me about like $32 one way. Like not bad at all. I would come for like anywhere from like 3 days to like a week or two.
No, yeah, you say like 2 weeks. Once or twice.
Like back then it wasn't so bad, but now because I'm that extra like. If I was to take a bus or a train or whatever, I would be an extra like 3.5 hours away, and
which would be a really great time to like edit and maybe you'd upload more.
It's so expensive though is the big issue because like even just getting to Toronto from my place is about $80.
And whereas like it cost me well today in particular because gas was like $87.9.
So
$97.9.
Yeah, close enough.
Anyway. Gas was $97.9 today, so it only cost me $60 to fill my tank.
Yep.
And it takes me just under a full tank to get to either here or from here to my house.
Yeah.
So
And honestly, you like
less.
driving, and I
love driving.
I hate
and
transiting.
And even buses make me like car sick.
Yeah.
So
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can, but yeah.
Yeah. So like we used to do like alternating, but not intentionally, and now it's like whoever it's more convenient for me to come here. It's like it's kind of weird being here too, because we've got your bed and you're sitting on the chair and
so the way you know, you guys haven't seen any of my place in the few videos that we filmed. We did film one at Brina's house, and this is my house now, but this is the dining room. The way our apartment is right now is we don't really have extra room for a bed, and I've had a whole issue with getting an air mattress. It just became a thing. So I have a double bed, like it's too big for me. Like, yes, you and I can sleep together in it, but I sleep horribly if other people are in the room. So it's just easier to give the bed, like the bedroom, to you and Colby, and just be like, here, like if he wakes up early, like he's got a place to be contained and he's not waking up everybody. And I kind of sleep out in the living room, but we don't have a bed right now, so I'm sleeping on like a chair with an ottoman.
Were discussing getting a pull-out couch, right?
Yeah, so that's something that we were like kind of planning on doing, and it just hasn't worked out just financially because of my life stuff, and life stuff with my mom and all that sort of stuff. So like we just have been collecting kind of
now when I used to go visit Kay, when I used to go visit you in Toronto, most of the time I would get a hotel room.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you had roommates and they liked their privacy and we liked our privacy, plus Colby was younger.
Yeah.
And so like he's never really been a fitty kid. But if he were to throw a fit, I didn't want him to wake up a bunch of people who were studying. I mean, it just depends on like where we're at the time. It was easier for you to come to my place when you were in school because I didn't want to be bugging your relatives, your housemates and stuff.
Yeah. And also you had an extra bed.
And also like,
that made a big difference.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
I did at one point have a pull-out couch. I actually gave it away. I really shouldn't have done that, but I did at one point have a pull-out couch. So like whenever you would come over to mine too, like I would still give you my bed in my room and I would sleep on the pull-out couch because I didn't mind. One more? Oh my God, you have so much video to go through. How has life and growing up changed your friendship from when you first met?
I think
we're both way more together human beings. Like I don't think we're all the way on the scale of together, but I also think that in first year we really had no parts of our life together.
Like I think that, I mean, having my son and everything, it's really taught me a lot about myself, and I think it's allowed you to learn a lot about me, but also I've learned a lot about you, like I said, like as a fact that
and I've learned a lot about me.
Like the fact that like I now know that you'll never make me choose, like that's a big thing. I don't know, the years have passed and a lot has changed, a lot hasn't changed. We've both been through different kinds of relationships since, and I think I've just learned to appreciate our friendship a lot more. You know, watching people come and go over,
especially a bunch of people in first year who we considered like mutual friends, who we were both friends with, and like expecting those people to be our friends for a very long time, and seeing a lot of those crumble. It's, I think, made me appreciate our friendship so much more, knowing that, like, you know, we've always got each other's backs and stuff. Like, it seems kind of like a shallow way of saying it, like we always have each other's backs, but like literally, like, you're my ride or die, bruh.
She says as I yawn.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it's like 10:30. I'm tired. I have to leave.
Is it 10:30? Oh, it is almost 10:30.
Yeah.
I slept 4.5 hours last night, so I feel that.
Yeah, and I'm leaving really early in the morning because apparently there's a snowstorm coming in, and the best way to drive through a snowstorm is to be the only one on the road when it hits.
Yeah. And I gotta work tomorrow, so.
Yeah. So, and I've got other places to go. Like I'll be heading out to North Bay on Friday. Oh,
fun.
It's fun. I'm excited to go, but like the more I think about it, I'm like, I have to drive 4.5 hours to get home tomorrow, and then I have to drive like 5 hours to get there.
Honestly, it's a good thing that you don't completely hate driving.
I love
because
driving.
You really do, and it's
a lot of my best like stories and video ideas and stuff come to me when I'm driving, and I work a lot of problems out in my head when I'm driving. So. Yeah. I know you shouldn't be thinking about everything else when you're driving, but if you think about just the road, then you're gonna freak yourself out.
We have some of our best chats too while you're driving.
Yeah, like absolutely.
Driving home from your sister's place late at night.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, like absolutely a lot of like the best conversations happen. I mean, like, because you're just thinking about life and stuff, and when you have somebody there with you just talk about life together, right? But yeah, that is kind of, I don't know if there's any more questions. I think we just tried to answer the ones that we get asked. The reason why this video happened was because last year we did a video together, and somebody told us we were friendship goals. And I was like, we should do a video on that, because then we started getting compliments.
I honestly agree. I think we're friendship goals.
Yeah, and then and then I started getting questions from friends and stuff like, how do you guys make that work? Like, and every time I say I'm going to Kingston, people are like, why? I'll be like, I have a friend there, and like, you've got a friend that's good enough that you're gonna drive all the way there like 3 times a year? Yeah, I do. So yeah, I think that we've answered all the questions. If there's more, let me know. We can probably do a part 2.
I would love to do a part 2 of this.
Of like how we make it work, or whatever questions you guys might have.
Yeah. Or if there's anything you'd like to see us do.
I mean, like, yeah, we've talked about a lot of ideas, but if you guys have any ideas you think that we would be entertaining to do, let us know. We've done the water challenge. That was fun, and I thought about doing that in different ways.
I love that video of us.
That was like the most.
That's my favorite video.
I like that video because we were never like, whoops. We were never like, oh, she almost pulled the camera off the table.
My bad.
No, not you.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but like I think that video we were like being like the truest forms of ourselves, because we hadn't realized that we have to be, well, like, I don't think you have to be someone else to be on the internet, but like, it's nice to have a little bit more oomph to you.
Yeah.
Than just.
That one feels like the most naturally us video that I think.
And I even left in like the part where we're like, how do we start this?
Yeah.
Do we just start it? And then we're like, we don't have an intro, but hi guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen that one, I'll link it like right above my head. Actually, this might flip, so it might be above your head. Either way, it'll be up there somewhere. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next week. Well, I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye!
I might be in it, honestly.
Depending
on what order you're putting these out.
For sure, I will see you guys next week. Possibly, you'll see Kay next week as well. But if not, I will definitely see you next week. You can count on that.
Vibe.
It's okay. It's all right. There's like 6 of us. I just don't feel so alone. That's all. It's all my personalities.